So hello and welcome to Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where the cheat code may or may not get deployed. Case in point, this carb here. This is a 465 CFM carb. It's a list 1848 actually, vacuum secondaries, manual choke carb, which is a carb that is quite rare. So we're gonna try and get it to live again. Quite carefully, but in the title of the video and in the beginning I said the cheat code. So what is that about? Okay, so for that I need to bring you a little bit closer. Okay, so first of all, let's walk around this unit. As you can see, it's a list 1848. We got it here. It's in relatively okay condition. I mean, the shafts spin well. It's got the some original bolts, but this might be changed because look, these ones, they have kind of different screws to the back, and obviously vacuum secondaries, as I said. But crucially, these carbs have a bit of a problem here. And hopefully you'll be able to see it right there. Look at this. It's got like two huge gaping holes in here. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a problem because obviously some person has tried to kind of tune the engine, maybe not. I don't know what they were thinking. And look at the amount of the accelerator. It's here. Do you know what? This tells me that this carb has probably got a blown power valve, and somebody tried to kind of make it run by opening up the throttles, but it makes it even worse. So the fact that this kind of 107 throttles have kind of this hole is a little bit of a problem. So obviously you wouldn't want to use I wouldn't want to kind of refurb a carb with throttle plates like that. Now, it so happens that I actually do have a pair of 107 throttle plates that haven't got any holes, that I can reuse. But this is there's a bit of luck involved, if I'm being brutally honest. And this kind of 107 throttles, they're not found at every kind of street corner. So therefore, there is a way that you can cheat by rebuilding these carbs, which is deploying a 600 CFM base plate. Because 600 CFM base plate, they've got the 109 throttle plates. They're much more common, and therefore it is a relatively easier build. Now, obviously, what we're going to do here is we're going to just tear this unit apart, tear this base plate apart, which I need to do anyway because I need to have it ready to go as part of my stock of parts. However, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you I'm going to do a comparison between all the base plates, because let's say in this particular carbs that have what I call the intermediate base plate between the 390 and the 600, you can bolt a 600 straight onto it and it will work, whilst you cannot bolt a 600 CFM base plate onto a 390 carb. So all of that stuff I'll show you in a bit once I get the carb disassembled, and I'll show you with this base plate, the 600, and I'll show you the differences. Okay, well, I think it's fair to say that we've got a few issues with this unit. So let me bring you a bit closer and show you what I mean about a few issues. Okay, so first off, this is the throttle plate on the other side, and I don't know if you can see it kind of there, but this thing was, it's got like a ridge there and a ridge there, so this was done on a very like crude basis, maybe with a handrail or something like that. This wasn't kind of properly tidied up, so this is, you know, a bit disgusting. As I said before, I thought that the power valve was blown. Well, look at the state of this. This is obviously not going to work. And maybe a little bit of a problem, the jets were completely missing. Well, that's not going to work. So yeah, we've got a few issues. But what I have got here is, this is the 600 CFM base plate that I've installed. Obviously, it's only got the primary throttle plate at the moment, but for illustrating purposes, it's okay. And what you can see here is that this throttle plate actually kind of works fine without any adaptation. Obviously, the body here is slightly smaller than the diameter of the bore of the throttle plate, but crucially, if you look at it, the throttle actuates properly, and I'm sure that if I do the same with the secondary, I will have the same effect. So I think this base plate could potentially slot straight in to this carb if you were kind of in a bit of a bind, if you didn't have your 107 throttles to replace. Obviously, there is a little bit of detail in terms of the passages inside there, which I'm going to show you in a bit. But I think the basics is that I think this intermediate throttle plate, the intermediate body of the carb, the 465, would work quite well for a 600 CFM throttle plate. Okay, so I've got positive base platage here. So I've got the 465 here and the 600 CFM base plates, you know, ready, restored, you know, everything tickety boo. However, I have decided that on this particular occasion, I am not going to do the base plate swap job. And the reason for this is that it's purely kind of like a business operational reason, in that if I have a 600 CFM base plate in my spares bin, it's much more useful than having a 450 CFM base plate, as I get much more kind of throughput of those carbs kind of through the shop. So therefore, I've decided that I'm going to keep the 465 standard carbon standard with the standard base plate. However, I am going to show you now what is the thing that I would have done if I was going to swap them, and what are the things that you need to look out for. Yeah, so here it goes. Now, first thing you need to do when you're trying to do kind of any base plate swap on any Holley carb is to preserve as much as you can the original gasket that came with the carb. Yeah, so once I've done this, I've then kind of gone to my kind of spare bins and I identified kind of a, you know, replacement gasket for this, which is this one here. Okay, and here's where you need a lot of care in terms of your measuring. So if you look here, this is the 465 base plate with the, you know, gasket as it should be, and this is okay. And also you can check it by presenting the gasket like that to the body. There we go. And as you can see, it matches with all of the holes here. Yeah, and that kind of match is also on the base plate here. Now, if I wanted to put a larger base plate on, what I would need to do is I would need to get this gasket here and lay it on top of the base plate here. Yeah, so kind of like so. And as you can see here, kind of there and there, you have got a slight mismatch between the gasket and the base plate. So therefore, what you need to do is you need to just gently file away this and this, open it up a little bit more, just so that you get kind of the transition fueling kind of correct here, because this bottom one is your kind of idle fuel. So it is very important that kind of you get the communication between the main body and the base plate, and the way you do it is by matching the gasket very closely. Now obviously this wouldn't work like this, because as you can see, you've got the gasket and you get the accelerator, the acceleration, which actually does work. So this gasket will go straight through on the 465. However, sorry, this base plate I meant, sorry. Now, so that's the way I would do it if I was going to do it. I'm not going to do it on this occasion. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start kind of building this unit with this original base plate, which has been, you know, restored, and this ugly hole, these two ugly holes that were there have been now rectified. So now this is a perfectly functioning base plate, and also has the correct linkage. So this is all good now and ready to start, you know, the assembly process. Okay, so just if by magic we've got the unit ready. So I'll show you final, you know, condition. As you can see, this is now a lovely Carb manual choke. There we go. And obviously we've rectified the problems here, those two huge holes. I mean, this car needed a fair chunk of work actually, from all the kind of the rest of the, you know, bits and bobs of it. But now, well, one thing that is quite important in this Carbs look, that you have to make sure that this closes there, like so, because this is like vented valve. This is an old thing, but actually, you know, it's all right. It is what it is. So yeah, so this Carb is now ready. We didn't cheat with the base plate, but I mean, I had a business to take care of. Okay, so I want to say thank you very much for watching this episode, and if you got any questions, just put it down in the comments, and if not, I'll see you in the next episode.